Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. You're watching Updates at Noon with me, Azlani Adani. 3 new COVID-19 clusters, Karamunting, Saga and Haven, have been identified in 3 districts in Sabah yesterday. Health Director General Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham Abdullah said the Karamunting cluster in Sandakan involved an index case detected through the screening of symptomatic individuals on 15th October and admitted to the Duchess of Kent Hospital. Elaborating further on the matter, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said close contact screening identified 20 more cases and they have all been placed at the COVID-19 low-risk quarantine and treatment centres of Sandakan Sports Complex and Dewan Rafflesia Sandakan. He noted that as of noon yesterday, 30 individuals have been screened with 21 testing positive.
Kluster kedua ialah kluster Saga. Kluster ini melibatkan daerah Kota Kinabalu, Negeri Sabah. Kes indeks bagi kluster ini iaitu kes ke-41,492 telah dikenal pasti positif COVID-19 hasil saringan individu bergejala pada 8 November 2020. Saringan kontak rapat telah mengesan sebanyak 8 kes lagi positif. Kesemua kes telah dimasukkan ke Hospital Queen Elizabeth.
Of the 56 individuals screened up to noon yesterday, 9 tested positive, while 47 are still awaiting their results. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said the Haven cluster detected in Lahad Datu involved 5 index cases identified from the screening of symptomatic individuals on 5th November. Close contact screening traced 6 more positive cases and all have been admitted to the Payang PPR COVID-19 Low-Risk Quarantine and Treatment Centre and Lahad Datu Hospital. As of noon yesterday, the Health Director General said 140 individuals had been screened and of the total, 11 tested positive, 112 tested negative, while 17 are still awaiting their results. On another note, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said hospitals and health facilities in the country may not be able to accommodate more COVID-19 patients if the daily number of infections reaches 1,755 cases, with an infectivity rate of R0 of 1.5 within 10 days. He noted that in this regard, the Health Ministry would continue to strengthen public health capacities to reduce infectivity rate to below 1.0. Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said earlier the number of new daily cases reported touched 4 figures on 24th October with 1,240 cases, 4th November with 1,032 cases and 6th November with 1,755 cases. After that period, the number was less than expected with the cases returning to 3 digits. However, Tan Sri Dr. Noor Hisham said if the number continues to decrease, then it is possible to flatten the curve. He noted that public health measures and cooperation of all parties were important in efforts to break the chain of COVID-19 transmission in the country. Meanwhile, the Health Director General said control measures on inter-district and state movements in the peninsula should be enhanced to break the chain of COVID-19 transmission. The infection spread in the peninsula is a cause of concern because the combined number of new cases in the Klang Valley and Negeri Sembilan yesterday was 427 cases, which is higher than Sabah, which saw 259 new cases. He said the ministry had been conducting screening and other public health activities in the field to detect COVID-19 infection localities. To prevent infection, various actions have been taken, such as those in the red zones returning to Kelantan must wear wristbands and be quarantined. Senior Minister for Security Cluster Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob said there is no ruling prohibiting a passenger from sitting next to the driver under the Conditional Movement Control Order CMCO. He also said that if they are from the same household, it is not necessary to wear a face mask in the car. The senior minister was commenting on the video that has been making its rounds on social media since Tuesday, claiming that a motorist was issued a summons because his wife was sitting in the front passenger seat.
Tidak ada larangan untuk duduk di depan atau duduk belakang mana-mana. Kalau duduk depan, duduk di depan lah. Satu keluarga daripada rumah yang sama. Tak perlu pakai mask pun, tak pakai litup muka pun tak salah kerana dia daripada rumah yang sama.
The senior minister noted that upon checking, it was found that the individual was on the mobile phone while driving, and the senior minister called on the police to take immediate action against the individual, including those who had been sharing the video clip on social media for tarnishing police image. Meanwhile, commenting on complaints over the high cost of quarantine imposed on non-Sarawakians who want to enter and return to Sarawak, Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri said reduction or exemption could be considered for those who can't afford the fee, adding that appeals are to be forwarded to the Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee. The Chemical Industries Council of Malaysia, CICM, said there should be stricter law enforcement efforts to deter illegal activities and irresponsible actions by companies in the handling of chemical and its waste disposal. In a statement released yesterday, CICM said that what was also required was a more coordinated approach between the relevant authorities from both federal and state levels to protect the land, water and air resources. Commenting further, CICM said sustainable measures must be identified and implemented to reduce the negative impact of manufacturing and handling of chemicals to humans and the environment. Therefore, the Council calls for the expansions, access and improvement of professional waste management facilities throughout the country to ensure that the cost of waste disposal is not prohibitively high and to curb illegal waste dumping. In addition, the Council also stated that there should also be adequate and accessible waste management facilities to cater to the growth of the manufacturing industry. The statement was issued in response to the recent water pollution incident in Sungai Selangor, which was caused by chemicals from Taman Velox industrial area in Rawang that led to the closure of water treatment plants and the disruption of water supply to more than 1 million consumers. The Road Transport Department RTD has collected a 203.88 million ringgit through the implementation of its JPJ eBid online vehicle number plate bidding system since it was launched in April last year. Its Deputy Director General for Planning and Operations, Zamsari Hanifah, said the collections involve 158 series of vehicle registration number plates which were open to the public for bidding nationwide. Zahmad Shari said from April until December last year, RTD collected 61.96 million ringgit in bids for 54 series of vehicle registration number plates, and from January until Tuesday, they have collected 141.92 million ringgit, involving 104 series of bidding. He said the bidding for the PPP registration number series, which was open for 5 days from 5th November, managed to record the highest collection with 7.3 million ringgit, surpassing the SYG serial numbers, which collected 3.6 million ringgit. The Deputy General said this when announcing the bidding results for the PPP serial numbers and the RTD Services Digitalization Initiative at Seberang Jaya, Pulau Pinang yesterday. Zahmad Shari said a total of 315,758 users registered with the JPJ eBid for the PPP registration number series bidding process, with the highest bid was for the PPP1 registration number at 260,000 ringgit, which was won by a businessman. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin yesterday conveyed his condolences to the Bahraini government and people on the demise of their long-serving Prime Minister Prince Khalifa bin Salman Al Khalifa yesterday morning. The Premier said the country stands in solidarity with His Majesty the King of Bahrain and the brotherly people of the kingdom. Tan Sri Muhyiddin, through a Facebook post, said as Prime Minister, Prince Khalifa had been unrelenting in his reform efforts that have brought about progress and prosperity for Bahrain. Prince Khalifa passed away at the age of 84 at the US-based Mayo Clinic Hospital. His Majesty took office a day after Bahrain declared independence from Britain in August 1971, and his image has been plastered on walls around the country for decades. The Prince is credited with helping to usher in a modern economy, but was accused by activists of brutally quashing the country's Arab Spring process in 2011. Prince Khalifa was also known for his opulent wealth, as His Majesty was a royal in the Al Khalifa dynasty that reigned in Bahrain for more than 2 centuries. He is the son of Sheikh Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, who ruled the island nation for nearly 2 decades while it was a British protectorate. Next, 9 charged with kidnapping labourer for 300,000 ringgit ransom. The construction of the Banjaran Hot Springs Retreat in Tambun, where a landslide occurred and claimed 2 lives on Tuesday, was done in compliance with all the general construction requirements set by the relevant authority. Perak Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal Azumu said the matter was conveyed to him by the Ipoh City Council (MBI) following their initial investigation on the incident at the resort, which had been operational over the past 20 years. Nevertheless, the owner of the resort has been ordered to temporarily shut down their operations and all of their guests have also been evacuated. Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal said the state government had instructed for monitoring work on all risky limestones hill slopes to be intensified immediately.
Kita telah arahkan untuk pihak-pihak seperti Jabatan JMG, Mineral dan Geoscience dan pihak berkuasa tempatan untuk membuat pemantauan, kerana kita melihatkan hujan yang turun sejak beberapa hari ini agak luar biasa dan ini membimbangkan kita semua.
He also said that according to Perak Minerals and Geoscience Department at JMG and the Fire and Rescue Department, the limestone hills at the scene have vertical cliffs and usually have cracks and layered plains. This causes the hills to have the potential to experience landslides or rockfalls, and this is a geological phenomenon that cannot be predicted as to when it will happen. Datuk Seri Ahmad Faizal also said that an inspection by JMG at the scene revealed that there are still another 6 hanging blocks measuring between 5 and 10 meters that are at risk of collapsing. Police are tracking down 2 men believed to involve in a slashing incident in front of a restaurant in Buntung, Perak yesterday afternoon. Ipoh Police Chief ACP A. Asmadi Abdul Aziz said they received a call about a 44-year-old man being slashed with a machete at 2:09 p.m. Commenting further on the incident, ACP Asmadi said both male suspects were believed to be riding in a white Perodua Viva car. When contacted by the media, he also said that investigating officers went to the scene with the forensics team from the Perak Contingent Police Headquarters upon receiving a call about the incident to conduct an investigation. The Ipoh Police Chief added that the victim suffered injuries to his hand and was taken to Raja Permaisuri Banun Hospital in Ipoh for treatment, and also noted that the police are in the midst of establishing the motive behind the incident. 9 men, 6 Myanmar nationals and 3 locals were charged at the Bukit Mertajam Magistrates Court in Pulau Pinang yesterday with kidnapping a Myanmar labourer last month. The foreigners, namely Bosiullah Amir Hussein, 30, Aliullah Kalimullah, 33, Rahimullah Hassan, 33, Muhammad Nur Sayyid Alam, 26, Nur Kamal Muhammad Anis, 30, Soyadul Rahman Abdul Shukur, 28, and 3 locals, Nizam Muhammad Yusuf, 28, Johan Anwar, 39, Muhammad Rizwan Abdul Hashim, 24, along with another who is still at large, were charged with abducting Ali Didar, 39, for a 300,000 ringgit ransom. The offence was allegedly committed at Kampung Baru Alma, Bukit Mertajam at 2:15 p.m. on 20th October. The accused only nodded when the charge was read out to them before Magistrate Sri Prachananthini Balabeda. The charge, framed under Section 3 of the Kidnapping Act 1961, read together with Section 34 of the Penal Code, carries the mandatory death penalty or life imprisonment upon conviction. An accused is liable to whipping if there is no death sentence. The court then set 11 December for mention pending chemical and telecommunications reports. Coming up in sports, JDT to miss AFC Champions League campaign in Qatar. The Johor government has given assurance that all 39 venues for the 2020 Malaysia Games SUKMA would not become white elephant projects following the cancellation of the Games due to the COVID-19 pandemic. State Tourism, Youth and Sports Committee Chairman Dr. On Hafiz Ghazi said all the facilities will be open and accessed by athletes and members of the public in the state. Dato' On Hafiz said the state government also planned to provide compensation to the 948 athletes, coaches and sports officials in the state as a sign of appreciation, as well as to motivate them following the postponements and cancellation of the games.
Mereka telah bekerja, mereka telah berlatih selama 2 tahun dan sebagai tanda penghargaan, insyaAllah kita akan umumkan sedikit imbuhan kepada mereka. Dan insyaAllah pada bajet tahun ini yang bakal dibentangkan oleh Yang Berhormat Menteri Besar akan juga ada imbuhan-imbuhan kepada mereka.
Among the new facilities are the Gold Arena, Pago Sports Complex, Larkin Arena, Pago Canoe Sports Complex, Kramsau Desaru Sailing Centre and Iskandar Putri Velodrome. Johor, however, would still be given the right to host the 2022 edition as the state is almost 99% ready in terms of planning, management, technical and competition facilities. The 2020 Sukma was supposed to have been held in July but was postponed to 6th until 14th March 2021 due to the pandemic before being further rescheduled to 2nd until 10th April 2021. Johor Darul Ta'zim JDT look almost certain to miss their participation in the 2020 Asian Football Confederation AFC Champions League E-Zone tournament in Doha, Qatar, following the government's decision for the country's borders to remain closed. Senior Minister for Security Datuk Seri Semai Sabri Yaakob said the policy, which did not allow the public to go abroad as well as for foreigners to enter the country, included football teams as well.
Polisi kita sama. Polisi kita. Pintu sempadan kita masih ditutup. Ya, ditutup. Maknanya daripada warga asing tidak dibenarkan masuk dan rakyat kita juga tidak dibenarkan keluar. Polisi ini meliputi semua, termasuk pasukan bola. Ya, iaitu tidak membenarkan pergerakan yang ramai seperti ini ke luar negara. Dan kita tidak tahu SOP yang ada di luar negara tersebut.
The 2020 AFC Champions League for the East Zone is scheduled to take place from 18th November to 13th December, with Super League champions JDT expected to continue their campaign in Group G. Benjamin Mora's squad are to face Chinese club Guangzhou Evergrande on 19th November, Suwon Samsung Blue Wings from South Korea 25th November, Japanese team Vissel Kobe 1st December, before rounding up the group stage against Guangzhou Evergrande on 4th December. All the matches will take place in Doha, Qatar. JDT is in second place in Group G with 3 points after 2 matches, while Vissel Kobe remains in the top spot with 6 points. After waiting for 25 years, the 1995 Selangor squad have today demanded that they be given the plot of land promised to them as a reward for ending the state's 9-year trophy drought when they clinched the Malaysia Cup that season. Former Selangor skipper Ismail Ibrahim claimed that the reward was promised to them verbally by then Selangor Menteri Besar Tan Sri Muhammad Taib, while team manager Datuk Mat Aini Taib was entrusted to handle the matter. Ismail said 31 individuals, including players and team officials, were promised a plot of land, and the announcement was made on the night Selangor celebrated the Malaysia Cup victory on 15th November 1995.
Pasal kita tanah ni diserahkan sebagai yang besar, bukannya pada individu. So, tanah ni tanah besar dalam 40 ekar itu untuk 31 orang pemain. So di situ kita serang kepada Datuk Aini, dan di situ kita terangkan, kita tahu kita dapat bahagian kita dan kita tak mau bayar apa pun. Kerana premium pun kita tak mau bayar. Ini tanah kuning, kita tak perlu nak bayar premium.
Also present were former assistant coach Datuk K. Rajagopal, former player Asmawi Bakiri and Siti Mariam Sathawi, who is the wife of former player the late Anwar Abu Bakar. Asmawi also urged the responsible party to come forward and provide an explanation on the status of the reward and resolve the issue. Selangor emerged as Malaysia Cup champions for the 28th time that season after defeating Pahang 1-0 at the Shah Alam Stadium and retained the title for the next 2 seasons. Concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, hospitals unable to accommodate COVID-19 patients if daily cases hits 4 digits. Tune in to News at 10 coming up at 10 p.m. on Saluran Berita RTM on My Free Views channel 123. You can also stream the news by surfing RTM's My Click. Thank you. I'm Azlani Adani. Stay tuned to TV2. Goodbye for now.